Good afternoon, Tallahassee. I'm student meteorologist Josh Green. We've had a beautiful day weather-wise here in Tallahassee and the rest of the South. Here's a nice beautiful sunset over Doak Campbell Stadium as we head into the evening hours. We're currently at 79 degrees. These temperatures are dropping off from what they were at around the afternoon hours today. We're still going to be sunny with a breezy wind, so those temperatures feel even cooler than they actually are. There's not much to mention on our satellite and radar because of that cold front that moved through, pushing all that rain that we could still see down south, kind of towards central South Florida. So we've got a nice, cool, high-pressure system that's keeping away all the rain in our area. For tonight, we're going to get down to about 72 degrees. These temperatures will continue to drop as we get into the early morning hours, especially around like 5 to 6 a.m. Those could get even to the upper 50s, so that's something to keep out for. Tomorrow, our high will be 79, and these sunny skies will continue. For today's headlines, we're going to keep tracking Tropical Storm Sam. We could get into the 50s tonight, and we'll see what we have in store for today's, this weekend's game. All this and more on FSU Weather.
Good evening, Tallahassee. I'm Allie McCord here with a look at your local weather. Here's a nice view of Doak Campbell Stadium right now as the sun is setting. It is currently 79 degrees right now in Tallahassee. We have some kinds of winds right now with 14 miles per hour, but we've had a beautiful day. Here's a look at our radar for our area. As you can see, a lot of thunderstorms, pop-up showers in South Florida, and a lot of this rain that we had earlier this week moving out into the Atlantic up past out east. Looking at our area more in depth, with this cold front that we have going on right now, we don't have much activity, but we do have great conditions. We have really clear skies, really low or not sweltering temperatures, and then just great conditions. That's really all I can say about it. Looking at the upper level water vapor right now, we have this cold front that's been moving over our area. You can see that's all this dry air coming in with this high pressure over us. Looking at these conditions for the next week, really, there's going to be more high pressure leading us not to have as much rain into the coming days, but great sunny conditions. We have very low dew points right now for our area. We haven't seen dew points this low probably since mid-May. This is the reason why it's not humid and wet outside, and it's very dry, and it's why you want to go outside and probably go for walks right now. Looking at the temperature in our area, we have high 70s throughout all of the Panhandle, 81 down in Appalachia, 82 in Perry, 79 in Tally, and looking at the heat index, the temperatures are about the same. So that means what the temperature feels like outside, it's about the same as it is now. Looking at the radar for the next 24 hours, you can see there's really not much going on. There is some clouds behind us down more in South Florida, but nothing that's really going to affect us into tomorrow and into the weekend. Looking at our week ahead, we have game day on Saturday. Florida State's going to play Louisville. Hopefully we'll pull out a dub on that, but in the 80s the rest of the week, and we're going to have a low of around 56 tonight. So great conditions for us to go out, probably the best conditions we've seen in a while. Just sunny skies, nothing really to look ahead, or great times to go out. Nothing really going to plague us and keep you inside next week. Oh, nothing. Oh my gosh. Just great conditions. We're just having a great time next week.
Thank you so much, Allie. And I know we all get a little bit excited when these cool temperatures finally come around, but let's look all across the state of Florida now. Down south, we are definitely a lot warmer than it is here in Tallahassee. Mid-80s down in the Keys and Miami. As you move north a little bit, we actually get a little bit warmer actually. So we got some rain over here in West Palm Beach. They're sitting at 77, so that's a bit cooler. Orlando, 89 right now. And of course, as you make your way north, those temperatures definitely start to cool down. 79 here in Tallahassee, 78 to our west in Pensacola. Now, you can see a stark contrast in these dew points right here because this is where that cold front's moving across. It's definitely weakened since it's come through our area and a bit to our north, but you can still see how they rapidly increase where all that moisture is in front of it and how they decrease where all that dryness is behind it. 51 here in Tallahassee, 76 down in Miami. Now, for the satellite and radar, There's still a good amount of rain in Central and South Florida because that weak front is still pushing through. But as for our area, all that rain has cleared out and has been replaced by cool, dry air, as opposed to this moisture that's still going to move through the Florida Peninsula into tonight and to tomorrow morning when they finally achieve weather conditions like we have here up north. Down south, there's those rain makers just making their way through right now. We got some actually stronger storms that seem to be popping up a bit to the west of Miami-Dade County right now. Going north a bit, Central Florida, less rain because of that front that's starting to move through their area. More rain to the south, less to the north. Here in North Florida, all that rain has definitely cleared out. Jacksonville, great conditions making their way up to Gainville and Lake City. In the Panhandle, also no rain because of that cold front. Cool, dry air on the satellite. Down in Miami for the next 3 days, 88 is their high tomorrow, and they're going to have storms that persist through Saturday afternoon. Sunday should definitely clear up with a high of 87. Making their way up to Tampa, they're going to have highs in the lower 90s actually on Friday and Saturday, which shows that cool front definitely didn't make its way down there. They're going to have very sunny conditions as well. In Orlando, they're going to have highs in the upper 80s, even touching some low 90s. Very sunny conditions there, not a good chance of precipitation. Getting a little cooler as we get up into Jacksonville. The mid to lower 80s will be their highs over the next 3 days. Very consistent weather conditions, very sunny, no precipitation in the forecast. Into our west in Pensacola, even cooler conditions. Low 80s will be their highs, very sunny as we make our way into the weekend. As for tonight, we're going to see temperatures dip, especially here in North Florida. I guarantee they're going to get even colder than what it says right here. 62 in Tallahassee. We could see these get up into the upper 50s actually. A little more down south in Central Florida, they're going to have lows in about the low 70s, and as we make our way even more south, their lows will be in the upper 70s, even 80 down in Key West. As for tomorrow, we're going to have very nice mild conditions. That the high temperature is going to be 83 degrees here in Tallahassee, a little bit more down south Tampa, 90 degrees, so still very warm down there, 88 down in Miami, and 85 in Key West. But as for now, we're going to hand things back off to Allie-Ann to take a look more at the southeast.
Thank you, Josh. Looking ahead to our southeast of the U.S., we can see that we have temperatures that are all ranging around the same this week. We have 80s in Little Rock, or 79 in Little Rock, 84 in Shreveport, and then just kind of in the high 70s throughout the rest of our region. Looking ahead at these dew points over our area, as you can tell, I've been talking about a lot of recently, the dew point temperatures are very low this week from that cold front and all that dry air. 41 pretty noticeable in Little Rock and 40 in Shreveport. And then if you look down in South Florida, really high, they're still getting a lot of rain this time of year. Looking at the upper level water vapor, you can see the dry air over our area and a lot of the rain moving over into South Florida. That's just the continuation of all this cold front moving our area with a high pressure system over us right now. Looking at the satellite radar for the southeast, very boring conditions over Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia area. Florida only is getting action down south. Florida Panhandle is just kind of chilling this week, which is great for us here in Tallahassee, actually. Looking at our storm outlook for today, only region in our area really is just South Florida, like Orlando down. We don't have much to worry about, just pop-up showers mostly throughout South Florida. And again, same kind of thing looking ahead tomorrow. Pop-up showers throughout South Florida, nothing in our area to worry about this week, and just great conditions for us. And then for the next 3 days, same exact thing. It's kind of boring for us. Just showers kind of moving more down south towards the West Palm, Naples area, Miami, and Florida. Looking at the next 48 hours in the south, there is nothing much, just kind of rain coming over the east of Florida, and then some more showers, maybe not as much showers over up north. But our area has very boring weather right now, but I'm not complaining one bit. Looking at tonight's forecast, we have low temperatures in the 50s all over, everywhere besides South Florida, kind of. 56 in Tallahassee, that's pretty chilly. I wear a jacket out on my way out tonight. We have a low of 50 up in Tupelo. 80 in Key West, that's pretty high. I would not want to be there right now. And then just clear skies over the southeast. Looking at tomorrow's forecast, we have 80s throughout the region. We have 83 here in Tallahassee, 80 in Montgomery, 90 in Tampa, and just great temperatures, nothing too bad, nothing too serious. I'm going to pass things off to Josh for our national forecast. Here, Josh.
Thank you so much, Allie-Ann. Yeah, so let's see what's going on around the rest of the country, not just down in the southeast and Florida. Back home right now, we are sitting at 79 degrees, moving more towards the northeast. Boston, 76, a little bit to the west in Detroit, where they're seeing a lot of rainfall right now. Cools down a lot, 53 degrees. Down south in Texas, 83 in Dallas, 87 here in San Antonio. Right around in the Great Plains area, Kansas City, 75. Moving out west, LA at a nice 67 degrees. Seattle sitting at 69. So very mild temperatures around the nation right now. As for our crew and dew points, of course, it's very, very wet down here in the south where that cold front is still pushing through. But the rest of the southeast is actually pretty dry. 44 here in Memphis, 37 up in Chicago, making our way west. Of course, gets a lot drier as well. Denver here at a very low 22 degrees. Very, very dry out there. As for our upper level water vapor, there's not a lot of precipitation right now around the country except for this mid-latitude cyclone that we're seeing right now, bringing all that rain into Detroit right now. Here's that cold front that's moving through our area. This color right here represents all dry air, so that's what's bringing those cool temperatures towards us. Here's that high pressure system we were talking about that's sitting over the southeast right now. A bit to the north and northeast, here's that low pressure system that's associated with all this rain going through the northeast right now. Out west, we've got some showers down in the southwest near El Paso. Good that those areas are getting some rain because those are always very dry areas. There's not many active alerts right now. We've got some flash flood advisories, especially down in Florida where we've been seeing a lot of that rain. And moving up north where that low pressure system is sitting right now, also a lot of flash flood advisories. More towards the northeast is a very good look at that tropical system. You know, it almost looks like an actual tropical system, but it's a mid-latitude cyclone because it's a bit more north and it's not in the tropics. But it has the same principle. It's a low pressure system with counterclockwise rotation. So it's something to keep an eye out for that area. A little bit towards the Midwest, much drier conditions, very similar to ours right now. Down here in the southwest, you can see this rain that's making its way up through the Mexican and U.S. border right now, moving into New Mexico, Arizona areas. As for our drought monitor, these conditions have definitely gotten better as I've noticed over the past 2 to 3 months. There's a bit less of a drought because of that rain. You can see, especially down here in the southwest, where they just got all that rain, definitely going away. But moving a little more north towards the majority of California, still very dry, still under a fire hazard. But luckily, conditions are definitely going to cool down. Down here in the southeast, of course, that high pressure system, because of that cold front, brought no rain into a majority of the southeast except down here in central and south Florida. And you can see that line of storms making its way across the Atlantic coast right now. For today's storm outlook, we've got a few pop-ups, especially down here in South Florida and over here where we saw that rain in the southwest. As for tomorrow, we're going to see rainy conditions persist. We can see some possible thunderstorms up here in the that area. Down here in the southwest, we're also going to see some rain. As for tonight, we're going to have pretty cool temperatures around the nation. 62 here in Tallahassee, but of course that could drop even more. 55 up there in Atlanta. Moving a bit to the north, 55 in D.C. To our west, 43 in Minneapolis, 49 in Denver, 55 over there in San Fran. And as for tomorrow's high temperature forecast, down here in Tallahassee, 83. Bit to the northeast, they're going to cool down a little bit, 74. Out west, similar conditions in the mid-70s. But as for now, we're going to take a look more locally with Jesse.
Thank you, Josh. You know, this shot, I'm not a huge fan of, to be completely honest with you. I'm waiting for the sun to set later, and then it's going to look a lot prettier. But right now, we can see that sun shining right overhead here at FSU over Doak Campbell Stadium. Currently, it's a sunny 79 degrees. That is going to get cooler as we go through the night. It's a little breezy outside, winds from the north-northwest at 14 miles per hour, just following that cold front that swept through earlier. Here we have just a huge high-pressure system sitting over the majority of the United States, really just this huge area, including the southeast, including Tallahassee here, where it's nice and dry all over the Big Bend region, and as Allie-Ann covered, really just all over the southeast. And here in Tallahassee, dry conditions. Further south, we got some pop-up showers traveling just east across the state, down in the Orlando area, Lake Okeechobee, but our area is staying dry currently. Here's those wind speeds coming once again from the north to Tallahassee here, 14 miles per hour. It's a little bit less breezy up in Quincy at 6 miles per hour, 8 in Donaldsonville, 8 in Thomasville as well. And then even down by the coast where usually we're seeing kind of a sea breeze coming in, they're still seeing that northerly wind down in Apalachicola at 6 miles per hour. So we're seeing a little bit of breeze as you travel around the Big Bend region, but here in Tallahassee we top it off at 14 miles per hour. So once again, if you step outside, you might still feel a little bit of that if you're still walking around out on campus. Here in Tallahassee, once again, 79 degrees. As you go further north, we're seeing just a tad bit cooler temperatures. 77 in Bainbridge, 77 in Thomasville. Down by the coast, a little bit warmer, 81 in Apalachicola. And so really all around the region, though, we're seeing temperatures in the 70s. And as we keep saying, those are going to go down as we go throughout the night. It's only going to get colder as we go. Clear skies are going to persist. A little bit of clouds behind me over to our east, but they're not going to touch Tallahassee. Tallahassee is going to be extremely clear tonight. I don't know if you like to stargaze, something like that. If you want to spend the night outside, go for it. Just make sure you have a jacket. If you're looking going to the beach tomorrow, this is from Apalachicola, looking at 80 degrees. Winds are going to be from the north still, and we're going to have really calm seas. So if you're looking to have a beach day, maybe this weekend, tomorrow specifically, it's going to be a little chilly, but if you're dedicated, you could definitely make it work. Water temperature is looking to be about 82. UV index is going to be high, even though it's going to be somewhat cool, because we don't have any clouds to protect us from the sun. If you're looking to walk your dog tomorrow, if you want to wake up at 7 a.m., wear pants, bring a jacket, especially if you're from South Florida like Josh is, because he would be absolutely freezing, because it's going to be 57 tomorrow morning, and as you go throughout the day, we're going to see temperatures increase a little bit. But if you're looking to walk your dog before class, 9 to 11, even then, you're looking at temperatures in the high 60s, low 70s, so still pretty chilly for a lot of you Floridians. As we're looking into tomorrow as well, we're seeing 9 a.m. it's going to be 60, and then as we go throughout the day, it's going to get a little bit warmer, peak at 80 tomorrow afternoon. But remember, that sun's going to stick around. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. So looking into the week ahead, this weekend, it's going to be great game day temperatures. And going into next week, sun's all around. I'm absolutely so excited. But you know, this weekend, we got a tailgate with AMS. And Josh and Allie-Ann, tell us about AMS.
Thank you, Jesse. We're here to talk about an organization we all three are actually part of, which is the North Florida chapter of the AMS NWA.
Yes, we are. And we have a few fun facts to share with you, actually. I'll start it off. So Stephanie Abrams and Tevin Wooten, both from the National Weather Service, were both past presidents of the organization.
Yes, I love watching them every morning on the Weather Channel.
No, it's definitely great to have FSU represent on national and local news channels.
We also have guest speakers come to every single one of our meetings and kind of inform us of what they do, more in like the field of meteorology. One of our most notable speakers was actually Astro Nick, and he's actually a hurricane hunter, and it was probably my favorite meeting we had so far all year.
Mine as well. You know, it's great to have these speakers come through, especially for the students. We get to learn so much. Some of these people are renowned in the Meteorological Society, so it's really cool to see them come to our school. The Society's mission statement is actually fostering growth of meteorology in North Florida, South Georgia, and Southeast Alabama. So not only do we cover areas just in North Florida, we're picking up a lot of the Southeast too, South Georgia, and a little bit of Southeast Alabama.
Not only that, but our organization also has lots of volunteer events to give back to the Tallahassee community. We often do lake cleanups, and we do a lot of the science fairs here in Tallahassee to really just get the kids in our area more involved with weather and just really sparking their interest.
Yeah, it's great to make an impact in the community while also spreading the ideas of meteorology and showing that there's actually a lot to offer in our field of study. And in addition to these volunteer events, we also have fun events. You know, we do tailgates every game day at the Love Building at FSU. So it's a great way to network and meet other meteorology people in the major. And we've also gone to the caverns in Georgia, which was very cool.
Yeah, I was in Florida. You're close though.
Ah, there we go. All right, but anyways, we're going to throw it back to the wall and talk a little bit about the lifestyle forecast that we've got coming up this week and into this weekend. As for airport delays, there's not many here in Tallahassee right now, of course, because we've got no precipitation in our way. Same story around the country. We saw on that national, there's not a lot of rain except up north and northeast. But for all of these locations, it looks like we're not going to have many delays. So if you do have a flight this weekend, if you're going on a bit of a vacation, you should be good to go, especially today. And those conditions should persist into tomorrow. You know, there's no delays here in Tallahassee. Very sunny as well. Oh, there we go. All right, no more airport talk. Let's talk about the NFL. Tonight, Thursday night football, we've got the Texans playing at home. It's going to be 75 degrees, mostly clear. They're going to be taking on the Carolina Panthers. These are two teams that, honestly, we didn't expect to be doing very well right now, but they're doing not so bad, so it should be a good matchup. It's also a dome in Houston, Texas, which I just learned about today. So no matter the weather conditions, this should make for a great game. In the Houston area right now, some of the local temperatures, 83 in the Houston metropolitan area, bit down south, 78 over in Freeport, 83 here in Sugar Land. So it's very moderate conditions, very warm temperatures. Should be great for some NFL Thursday night football. And you know, the area of Texas is normally still warm around this time of year because they still could see some tropical trouble with the Gulf Coast still having those very warm water conditions. No rain right now in the Houston metropolitan area. Over here in Austin, there's also no rain. So it's just similar to us, very dry conditions right now in the Houston, Texas area. So they shouldn't have to worry about any game time delays because of rain or any traffic due to rain. But for now, we're going to take a look at the tropics with me still. Hello. All right, so yesterday we still had Peter and Rose that were still out in the Atlantic. You know, they were diminishing. They were tropical depressions. Now they're gone. We don't have to worry about them. But the new storm, Tropical Storm Sam, we have to keep an eye out on. Here's Sam right now. Winds are about 60 miles per hour, so these have definitely gone up over the past 24 hours, especially since yesterday's broadcast. Pressure right now sitting at about 1,000 millibars. That's also dropped, which is a sign of strengthening. You know, there's a lot of water vapor that you can see right now firing up in the center, which is also a sign of strengthening. The projected path right now of Sam is taking it right about northwestern right now, a little more west than north. It's projected to get up to a Category 3 right now with winds at 125 miles per hour. So that is a major hurricane. Very strong winds could be very damaging, especially these islands right here. Puerto Rico will have to be out on the lookout because this track could shift any which direction depending on other weather phenomenon that's happening out in the Atlantic right now. So here's Sam down here, and we've got 3 other areas that we need to watch because they have a chance of development. These yellow areas are a little less likely to develop over the next 24 to 48 hours. This orange area is a little bit more. If there was a red area, just like Sam was a few days ago, that would mean it's pretty much imminent that it's going to be forming in the next 24 hours. For that first area, we've got a lot of disturbance right here. We can see some circulation trying to start up, but there's not much right there. That's going to be moving northward, should not have many impacts on the U.S., possibly around the eastern coast of Canada. But for us, shouldn't be too much to worry about. A bit to the east of that is another area to watch. A lot more precipitation associated with this, as we can see on the IR image. This has about a 40 to 60% chance of formation, as that also is going to move northward. No impacts here in the U.S. And for our third area to watch, that's coming off the African coast right now. So this has a much better chance of forming as it makes its way westward, actually, kind of following the same path as Sam. Right now, it's still very disorganized, so you're not going to see much formation in the next 24 to 48 hours. But after that, as it gets into some warmer waters, especially towards us, there's any chance that it could form into another tropical cyclone. So a lot of things to keep out for in the tropics, but as for now, we're going to take a look at more locally with Allie-Ann.
The area cam of places here in Florida. Sportsplex looks pretty nice right now. Kind of want to go out and play some flag. We're going to take a look over at Doak Campbell Stadium. 79 degrees here in Tallahassee currently. We have wind speeds around 14 miles an hour. Just great time right now here in Tallahassee. I'm just loving it. Looking at our radar for our area here in the south, we have much of nothing, but I'm loving it. I'm thinking about probably going out and riding my bike later after this, maybe. But our area just really pretty, great time. Looking at our water vapor coming over our area, there's literally none. It's just dry air over us. A lot of that black stuff is kind of pushing out that more moist air, and it's just coming over our area more for the next couple, or today and the next couple days. Looking at dew points again, we have this amazing low of 51 degrees. That's just incredible. So we're not going to have any moisture in our air. We're just going to have a great time, not sweating on the way to class anymore. hopefully, but just a great time here in Tallahassee today. Looking down in Appalachia, we have 81 degrees, 79 here in Tallahassee, just in the high 70s throughout our area. Just great temperatures to be outside right now. Go for a walk on Landis, go walk your dog, whatever you want to do. It's just like you need to be outside and experience this for yourself. The heat index, our actual temperature and the heat index are very similar right now, so that means it feels like it's what it is outside. Just 79 here in Tallahassee, just the high 70s throughout the Panhandle. Looking at the wind speeds, we have a notable 14 miles per hour moving southeast in our area, 6 moving south in Appalachia, and then 8 in Donaldsonville. Looking ahead for our next 24 hours in our area, very much nothing. It's just great conditions. There's not much I can say. We do have some clouds moving behind me in over Gainesville area. Looking at the marine forecast, this is taken out of Apalachicola. Wind speeds at 10 miles an hour, really calm seas, so if you do have a boat and maybe you want to go out, this would be a great time. Looking ahead for our Saturday forecast, Florida State plays Louisville at 3:30. I can't wait for it. It's going to be a great game. Hopefully the Noles can pull it out, but great. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. Looking at the weekend, great temperatures again in the low 80s and lows in the 60s. Great conditions. Game day is going to be perfect. And then looking ahead for our 7-day, we have football game Saturday. Our highs in the 80s throughout the rest of the week, kind of going up to the high 80s and near the end of the week. And then we have our lows in the 56 tonight and then the 60s the rest of the week. And then I'm going to pass it off to Josh and I over at the desk.
Thank you so much, Allie-Ann. All right, so to wrap up our show, we've got a few things to discuss, just like we've gone over for the rest of our show. You know, we had a lot to talk about today, but I think the main headline is definitely those cooler temperatures that moved into our area this morning.
Definitely this cold front has brought pretty boring weather in my opinion, but actually weather we can enjoy.
Yeah, see, sometimes boring weather is the best weather, see?
I mean, would I want to be in a hurricane right now? Probably not.
Nope, not at all. And you know, one of our headlines was, are these cool temperatures going to persist? And it seems like, yes, they are, but only for the next 2 to 3 days, because we see those high temperatures early next week really start to pick up.
But the difference is it's not going to be as moist for our area with the high pressure systems keep moving over us.
Right, and you know, as they say, you know, it's not the heat, it's the humidity.
Oh,
right?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, there you go. We also covered a range of topics today. You know, the North Florida chapter of the American Meteorological Society. It's a really important part to our meteorology program here. It's a great organization to join, and even it benefits a lot of people in Tallahassee itself.
You should go ahead and follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook to stay updated with FSU weather and everything that we bring to you in our area.
And of course, right now you're probably streaming us live on YouTube. Every weekday we are live at 6 p.m. on YouTube Live. And you can give us a follow on Instagram as well. We love to see your pictures that you like to share, especially in the tropical season, which we are still in. Don't forget that.
Send pictures into the Instagram if you want them posted. We'll always post them. So just send us your best cloud pictures and you might be featured.
Yes, but as for now, I'm student meteorologist Josh Green.
I'm student meteorologist Allie McCord.
Have a great day.